Roadside Romeo is one of those incredibly generic, poorly dubbed movies that show that when it comes to American dubbing, it's mostly hit or miss. It's like, hey, it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as Roadside Romeo. Disney, of all people, dubbed the movie. And it's just piss poor dubbing, though. It's like they got halfway dubbing it, but then decided, fuck it, let them figure out what's going on for themselves. The characters are blander than an airline announcement. The songs, for what they are worth, are meh at best, and the low-grade animation makes the characters look awkward. If this was made by a furry for other furries, I don't think it got that to work. If there is a love story that is blander than this, trust me, I would love to see it. Animated adaptations of Shakespeare stories sometimes work. The Lion King showed how to do it right, and even the sequel showed it can try to. But this? I feel sorry for anyone starring in this. Jason Statham, Patrick Stewart, James McAvoy, Michael Caine, you guys have talent! This isn't the way to start off 2011 for Pete's sake. Hell, Romeo and Juliet Sealed with a Kiss did better than this. Love stories are supposed to be funny. This isn't close. It's not even laughably bad. Thank God animation got its feet right back up with Rango. Otherwise, well, I would hate to see a sequel to this. Okay, enough complaining. Let me just sum it up like this. Romeo and Juliet is boring, pathetic, lacking depth and emotion, and it's a lackluster love story that makes Shakespeare roll in his grave 10 times over. What the hell, Disney? Just, what the hell? No one is going to look at this movie without saying Land Before Time ripoff. In essence, that's exactly what Disney's Dinosaur is. Except without the charm, the powerful story, and the 5 kids bonding. Rather, it's something you'd see in a natural history museum theater than in an actual theater. But even then, no one would probably give a crap. It's not necessarily a bad movie, it's just really, really boring. And the visuals, too, are something out of like a high school animation class. And I've been in an animation class, and even I can make something better looking than this. Okay, sure, it has a few cute moments, there's some pretty sad moments too, but one or two things don't make a movie great. And I'm sorry to say, this movie should have perished along with the rest of those damn dinos. Even though you do want certain things to happen, at the same time you don't. Alvin and the Chipmunks 2, The Squeakquel is the latter. First off, the first film wasn't too bad. It had heart to it. It tried. But The Squeakquel face-planted before it started and couldn't recover. We got the basics down from the 3 main characters from the last movie, though I can't say the same for the Chipettes, because they are majorly lacking in character development. Maybe in the 3rd film, which I am not seeing, they will improve. It irks me to see this was made just so the Chipmunks could do their own covers of modern pop songs. And I'm the Chipmunks Now is just a marketing scheme for little kids, and it really deserves better than this, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the series. But I would say that the Chipmunk Adventure, as horrible as it was, has more credibility than this movie. And that is just sad. I stated before, adaptations are a huge gamble to make. I believe I said this back in my Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva review. And it's not just for video games, it's for animation as well. And there's no better example right now than this. The Scooby-Doo movie called Scooby-Doo the Movie. As huge a franchise as Scooby-Doo is, it was inevitable that a live-action adaptation was going to happen. And it's one of the first CGI hybrid movies to help ruin our childhood. So what if Matthew Lillard does a good Shaggy impression? Just about any tall nerd can do it. So what if Sarah Jessica Parker does an awesome Daphne? Maybe that's just me. It doesn't matter. This cheap adaptation of Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island may be underrated to fans, but come on, be honest. There's only so much you can do with a cartoon dog. Remember when I talked about crossovers and how they never really work, properly at least? Well, even with just 2 series, which is a standard for a crossover these days, guess what? Rugrats Go Wild failed. Rugrats, to me, the series is alright. Wild Thornberrys is, I guess, sort of an acquired taste. But this just doesn't work. It's like combining Bratz, Winx, and Thomas together. Oh wait, that's already happened, and it fucking sucked. The characters had no chemistry between them, the story was predictable, and Bruce Willis stars as the voice of Spike. Why does Bruce Willis star as the voice of Spike? There is no reason for him to star as the voice of Spike. Overall, this is forgettable. Don't even bother watching it unless you're a Rugrats fan. Otherwise, you just will get bored of it.
Hey guys, it's Adventure Time! One of the greatest TV shows of all time! Listen to my voice as it gleefully rapes your ears and blinds you with its beautiful animation and stellar voice acting! Isn't it fucking amazing? We're all acting! We're the reason Cartoon Network sucks!
How does anyone find this series even remotely funny or amusing? Out of all the shows that could be catered to kids, why this? Can someone please explain the appeal of this? It's not funny. Please seek help, creator who made this aborted fetus of a freak show. Ugh, I hate this show so fucking much. I can somewhat understand the appeal behind Viva Pinata, but to this day it baffles me that Rare would spend so much effort on making this into a franchise, rather than trying to make Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts credible. Don't get me wrong, the game isn't too bad, but it isn't for everyone. It may be a good game, and I'm sure it deserves a sequel, but why a TV series? It's fucking pinatas! It's about as stupid as when they tried to make Tak and the Power of Juju into a TV series. That failed too. I really don't like the TV series, and I'm really surprised it lasted 3 friggin' years. The game series right now is kind of boring, like The Sims, and there's really not a lot to do. Oh yeah, and did I mention that Dan Green was the voice of the main character in the Viva Pinata TV series? Nothing really makes sense anymore in this world now.